Adult Talk, a podcast by Adult Work.
Hello, everybody, and welcome one more time to our beautiful podcast. I know you guys missed us. It's been a what? We missed last Monday, didn't we?
We missed it, yeah.
I'm here with my co-host Aurora Bella. How are you doing today?
Hello, people. Hello, Juan. We're back finally. It's been a whole week. Hopefully, you missed it, guys. But we're here. Don't worry.
Yeah, I know some people might have. There was some bank holidays in some countries, so we as well, and we didn't do a show Monday. But now I'm sure you guys are following our stories as well. Our stories are getting very, very popular and very, very nice. So if you're not following that, remember to follow that. And if it's your first time here, mash the like button, subscribe to the channel, become part of the family here. Remember that we are multi-streaming on Twitch, X, Instagram, and YouTube. So if you are in any of those platforms, you can leave a message, you can leave comments, questions for our guests, and we're gonna ask them live to you as well. And today we have a very, very special guest. She's a adult content creator. Let me bring her to the stage. Rin, how are you doing today?
Morning. Hi, how are
Morning.
you?
Let me just set up here. Yes. How are you?
Whoa. Yeah, I'm good. Are you?
Very good. Well, first of all, thanks so much for accepting our invitation to come into the podcast.
No, thank you.
Yeah, that was great. And my first question to you is, how long have you been in the industry?
So, I think in October it'll be 6 years, I think.
6 years.
Yeah. So 6 years of it. I started out as a stripper.
Okay.
And then I progressed into kind of online content. And I enjoy that more because dancing in heels does hurt after a while.
All right. So before you get involved within the adult industry, what did you do before that? So is that 6 years back or
Yeah,
more?
I started out doing a law degree, and then I ended up working in the care sector with adults who had autism, which I really, really loved. I loved it, but in the care industry, you don't really get paid a lot for like the hours that you work. So then I just started to think, well, how else could I bring in some money? And that's why we're here.
And so, and how did you find out about the industry? So, what was the first thing that connected you to the adult industry?
Well, it's quite interesting, really, because at the time I was actually like a bigger girl. I was 10 stone heavier.
Okay.
I had a friend who was a dancer, and she just said to me, like, you could talk to anyone, and basically like stripping is getting naked, but it's also like having a connection with guys and, you know, making them feel special. And she said I'd be really good at it, and I ended up doing a shift. And yeah, the rest is history, really. It was just a friend that said to me, why don't you try it? I used to dance here, and then I've just been here ever since.
And how did you first start with webcam?
Webcam has been on and off for a couple of years. So I kind of like dipped my toe into it, and then I wasn't consistent with it, but I've been doing it solidly since December, and I just absolutely love it. I think I've kind of found my place, you know, what I enjoy doing. I enjoy like the one-to-one interaction. So I think since December, I'd say that cam has been like my full-time gig.
Okay. When do you do webcams? Do you have do you do kind of a role play, or you are always yourself there, or how do you develop, let's say, your shows, and do you have a specific niche that you follow, or you're go with the flow?
Yeah, so I do domination. I do like role playing. I love you know, when people come to me with ideas that they want to like talk through and stuff like that. But my main kind of thing is domination. I love humiliation, jerk off instructions, that kind of thing. I like being in charge. I'm a feisty Yorkshire woman. So I get to also put that into my my day-to-day job as well.
All right. What about like on the beginning when you start on the industry?
Yeah.
Regarding support from friends and family, you said you learn a little bit through your friends, but how
Yeah.
was that process for you from support of friends and family?
Oh, I
You
am.
you tell them straight away you didn't.
Yeah, I'm so lucky. I am so lucky. So back then when I worked in the care job, unfortunately, everyone was so supportive when I first started to say that I was doing little bits on the side in the industry, but I did end up kind of being given the option to leave, or I probably would have ended up getting sacked because of working in the adult industry part time, and it was COVID then, so getting let go in the care industry was kind of unheard of at that time.
Yeah.
So, but I've always had really supportive friends. My mum is like my best friend. She knows what I do. Yeah, it's not ideal for some people. It's not kind of a conversation that you really want to have with your parents. It's not really a conversation that you want to talk about kind of like sex with your friends, but I've never really, I have found like people have judged me, like, but people that don't matter have judged me, not the people that are close to me. They've always been like, yeah, go for it. So, and it's just kind of with the personality, I'm kind of always surprising people that I'm close to. So when I came out with it at first, I think everyone was a little bit shocked, but it's been so many years now. Everyone just knows that it's just a part of me now and what I do.
Nobody pays your bills, right?
Pardon?
And nobody pay your bills. You are the one who
Well,
pays your bills.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And how
And
people
how?
are with me like shouldn't really be judged, should it? I'm not hurting anyone. I'm paying my taxes. So at the end
Exactly,
of the day,
exactly.
that's just kind of what everyone around me seems to think. So I'm very, very supported.
Exactly, I agree with you. So, do you believe within the industry you found a lot of freedom because you work whenever you want to work, right? You do your own time. You don't have a boss. Do you find
Yeah,
that's one of the great benefits?
it
And you
is.
can actually work from anywhere, right? So you can go anywhere in the world traveling and do the work from there.
Absolutely. And one of the really like the niche benefit for me is I am the world's worst sleeper. So I say I will wake up like in the middle of the night, say like what 1 a.m. and then I can just like if I can't sleep, I can just log on to Cam. And it's just so fantastic to be able to have that freedom. Like say if I had a 9 to 5, if my sleeping became an issue, then then you're phoning in sick to work, aren't you? But I've got the beauty of I wake up in the night and I think, sure, just log on Cam and see who's there. So and also when you go on holiday or if you're traveling around the country, you just all you need is a laptop and a ring light and you're good to go. And an internet connection, of course.
What do you like? Was there in all the time that you've been on the industry, is there anything that you really like or anything that you don't like, you dislike?
Um,
What's your favorite thing?
my favorite thing is having especially like in domination, right? I think that it's like a bunch of people that maybe have maybe what society might not deem as normal kind of interests or kinks. And what I enjoy is like the community type of feel and how people can be who they want to be without judgment. That's one of the things that I really, really like about the industry is people kind of band together. It's like in like domination, you find a bunch of weirdos are all together and no one's looking at each other and thinking that each of like the person's a weirdo, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it
What's the
does.
community feel? The negatives of the industry, I probably would say, I think one of the negatives in today is that the industry is like made out to be so easy to get into. So maybe younger people think that this is like, as soon as they turn 18, they're wanting to jump into it. I do think that, sometimes people perceive it to be, oh, just open your laptop and then you're going to be a millionaire. And that's not how it is. It is hard work. It's consistency. It's building those connections, real connections with people, making people feel like seen, heard, and obviously for them to enjoy themselves. So I think that's one of the negatives that I've noticed recently. But a lot of the things that I don't like, that's the beauty of the industry. You can kind of avoid things that you don't like. Anything that's a boundary, you just say, no, I don't want to do that. And within domination as well, I suppose I get a little bit more control because I can say like what I want to happen. And that is definitely a benefit for me.
If
A really long-winded answer, sorry.
you did. If a model is a new model are watching us now live, or even watching this video later, and
Yeah.
they think, I would like to be like Prina. I would like to start on my career path from the adult industry. What would be your advice? Do they have to have good equipment, good laptops?
Oh yeah, I mean, you don't have to. I mean, when you're first starting out, I do recommend people that you don't have to be investing in the top notch. You can get that when you start earning. Advice would be obviously to get a good ring light. Get a couple of ring lights as well, because you don't want to get stuck with your ring light blowing on you in the middle of a cam day. Also, do your research as well. There's a lot of like terminology that I don't think people that don't access adult content know exists. And I find that when I first started, I remember being like Googling what is a dick rating. Like I had no clue. I had no idea people did this on the internet. So I think it's just, there's a lot of Reddit forums out there. There's a lot of girls are approachable. Ask people, ask how they approach things. I do think knowledge is important. It's important to to kind of understand the industry before you just open the laptop, and be prepared as well that sometimes you're not always going to be greeted with days where it's tons and tons of people coming in. You may have quiet days, but it's about being like confident, consistent, and also having the right equipment as well.
Definitely. What about, do you like to create content? Let's say in the AW platform, you live on the Move Galleries image. Do you like creating videos? How is that process for you? Do you create them with your phone, or do you need a specific camera, or you do everything on your phone and then you upload it?
So I have just invested in a camera, but that's the first I've just ordered a Canon camera because I thought that I could upgrade to it to take pictures. But I have worked with my phone, with like the newest iPhone, for the 6 years. I love making content. I upload onto my gallery, onto my movie library multiple times a week. Just because sometimes people could, go to your profile and you're not available, so then they've got other avenues to kind of get to know you, or see you or enjoy you even. So yeah, content making, you can do it with your phone, but it needs to be of a good quality, definitely.
And the content creator, the videos that you create, the image is a passive income, right? You just leave them on the platform. You would work, let's say, for a couple of hours, do some editing, or sometimes not even editing. One of the stories that we did in our previous podcast, or the other podcast that we do, one model sent us a story telling us that she recorded a video on the way to London. She left to go to hunt for a bag for a party, and ended up doing a vlog of her videos, and she created like a series of content to live on the platform and make a lot of money. So it's a very nice ways to passive income, So,
absolutely. Yeah, and especially uploading it all onto there. It's a good way to organize your content too, because I do think, especially being in the industry so long, I've got so many videos. So if they're uploaded onto there, I know that they're kind of saved in a safe spot for anyone to be able to access, should they wish to view them.
We have a question here for you from Maria in the comments. How do you stay inspired with content ideas?
Hi, Maria. Thank you for your question. Do you know what? I think it's like kind of like, doom scrolling, we call it. I'll be on Instagram and I'll see things that I kind of like, and I'll mix it into how I kind of brand my own things. I'm very like pink. I'm not necessarily a dominatrix that wears a lot of black, so I kind of incorporate my own little takes on on ideas that I see other people do. I definitely think it's important to always be looking at what other creators are doing. I'm not saying copying at all, but I think that's a good way to be inspired, and seeing kind of what things are trending. So yeah, that really.
I do also think that getting ideas from the fellow creators, it's a nice idea. Of course, not copy them as you said, Prini, but just be inspired by them. It's nice to see what the other people doing in the industry, so you get some inspiration.
And I get quite a lot of inspiration from seeing other creators do well. I love nothing more than seeing other people smashing the goals, the dreams. So, when you see people that are putting out all this hard work into the content, I find that inspiring. Seeing them do well and seeing them go in places with it. I think that's something that, that keeps you going, really. When you're making content, you never know, is anyone even going to see this when you're taking it? So yeah, it's definitely, it's good to look at what other people are doing, definitely, but never copy,
Like you said, when you start in the industry and you do your research, you will come across a lot of people that you really like their content, people that inspires you. Like you said, if you of course you can take the inspiration from them and then adapt your own way of creating the content and doing your shows and stuff like that. So yeah, do the research is always good to get to that spot. What about your do you have a schedule? Let's say how do you work, you do your shows, for example, nowadays? Do you have like a set schedule? You do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday this time, or you don't? You have a schedule. You just do whenever you feel like.
So I used to kind of just hop on as and when I could, but now I'm a little bit more consistent. So I on Thursday mornings, Friday mornings, Saturday mornings, and Sunday mornings, I log on at about 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. because I like the late night crew. I just get up to log on, but a lot of people are still up from their evening. And then through the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I try to log on at 11 while 2. I do at least 3 hours every day, because I enjoy it. And I took a day off on, was it Monday? Yeah, Monday, and I was itching to log back in. I enjoy chatting to people. I enjoy giving someone a good time, if that makes sense. It's for me. So,
now, do you have regular, like do you remember your first day that you did a live show, for example? You broadcast.
Yeah, I do, and I was shaking. I've been in the industry a couple of years at this point, and I don't know what it was about the cam. I'd never done kind of video calls or anything at that point. I've never been kind of face to face since I'd stopped stripping. So at first I was really nervous, but then now it's just open my laptop and it's fine. But I think you always remember that there's been a lot of like cam shows that like stay with me that I think about because they've been memorable. It could be that something happens in it that stays with me, or maybe you have like an amazing conversation with someone and you remember them. So yeah, there's a lot of, not just my first one, there's a lot of people that I remember.
Right. What was with all these years that you've been in the industry, what was the craziest request you ever had on a webcam, for example, from clients?
Oh, I don't know if I should answer this.
Anything safe for work that you can say it.
I daren't answer that because I aren't too sure if I will get us in trouble. I have had some crazy boys in my time, let me tell you. Some crazy boys. I suppose what I will say, okay, so this is a safe for work one. When I said that I've lost 10 stone in the time that I've been in the industry, when I was a bigger woman, someone, I didn't realize that it was a kink for some people, but someone requested that I dressed up as a cow and rolled in milk while I mooed. I didn't do that one.
No, of course, you have some boundaries, I guess.
Yeah, no judgment for anyone, but the thought of the milk in my hair and the smell, it's not worth it.
Not worth
It sounds like a logistical nightmare.
Regarding safe to work, for everybody listening to us now, modulus who are on the Adult Work platform, remember that we do have some change in regulations. So please do go to our insider or go to our main Twitter account. There's links there, and you guys can check all the regulations and things that need to be changed on your profile. Please do follow the guideline and keep up to date. If this is your first time, of course, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, become part of the family here. And remember, on the description of this video, there is also socials for Prim. You can connect with her on the socials there, and also links to AW platform. Okay. Talking about social, I see that you're very active on your socials. How important is social media for you? Which platform do you use? Do you believe they are very important to be active there? Do you bring a lot of work to your profiles through your socials? How is that process for you with social media?
So, social media as Twitter has, or X, been incredible for me. So I was just a little nobody, but I was just tweeting about liking wrestling and posting pictures. And that's how I ended up kind of growing my platform. So I think social media is so important, but it's important to not just advertisement. It's important to show your personality, because there's so many creators in this industry, and you have to, people are looking for people that they want to kind of have something in common with. Like for me, I get a lot of the wrestling guys. Unfortunately, one of my main interests is reality TV, and it doesn't seem that there's many men out there that are interested in Bravo, Real Housewives, or Vanderpump Rules, sadly. So when I'm tweeting about that might not benefit work.
Okay.
Social media, definitely. I used to be a Twitch streamer myself. Well, I say it was a very small channel during the COVID.
Playing games.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with gaming.
All right.
I used to play The Last of Us when it first came out, back in COVID. Locked in at the time I lived in a little London flat, and all I had was my PlayStation 5 to survive, or so it felt. But yeah, social media is so important, but you've also got to be so careful on platforms, because you may build up a big account, say Instagram, and they'll swipe you for something really minor. I had a massive Instagram account that got taken from me a couple of years ago, and I still mourn its loss every day. I light a candle for it at night.
It's a very thin line there.
Definitely.
Where you drop. So yeah, you need to be careful with what you post and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what's your main socials? X or Instagram or?
Twitter is where you get 100% me.
Okay,
because if I'm not talking about work, I'm talking about everything else that I'm interested in.
And remember, because you connect with your clients and people who, for example, people who haven't been yet to your show or to your live streaming, watching this live now, they will try to connect you. They will research about you. They will go to your socials, get to know you, and then through there, it's like a channel that will bring them into your profile, and potentially that person will become a client. So it's
that'd be awesome. So it's Pretty May VIP on X. Instagram it's Pretty May if you do want to follow me there. But definitely Twitter is the best way to find me, really.
Regarding Twitter, Maria just dropped another comment and asking, with Twitter, do you use certain hashtags or follow any particular channels to help you boost your page?
No, I don't use hashtags because hashtags tend to get... So my Twitter is very heavily shadow banned because of the nature of the content that I put out there, which is unfortunate. And I do think that hashtags can hinder you when you're trying to promote your pages or direct links or things like that. So just be really careful with stuff like that. Maybe like putting it in the replies rather than on the main body of the tweet. That can sometimes benefit you. In terms of channels, I don't really follow anything in particular to help me as such anymore. I just kind of see what other people are doing. Just like I said before, picking inspiration from what I like that other creators do and putting my own spin on it. And it is a bit of a battlefield on Twitter when you first get started, but it can be an amazing source of connecting with potential clients, but also showcasing your personality as well as what you look like as well.
No, amazing. Well, whenever we go towards the end of the show, we have some set questions.
Okay.
For you. I have 5 warm-up questions, spicy, and Aurora have some questions too. So the first question to you is blowjob or handjob?
Blowjob.
Dog style, 69 or missionary?
Doggy style.
Group sex, like orgy or one-to-one?
1-to-1.
Okay. And masturbation, solo or with people around together?
Sorry, what was that?
Masturbation is you prefer to do solo alone or with people around?
Solo.
All right.
You know, sometimes maybe not solo. It depends what day it is.
Yeah. And sex, morning or night?
Anytime really, but night
Depends
time.
on the mood.
I'll have to check my schedule.
All right.
And
Hold on.
moving on to the next part of the questions, and can you describe yourself in one word?
Vibrant.
And what's your ultimate turn on?
Ultimate turn on. A man giving me full control, preferably of his wallet.
Kissing or cuddling?
Oh, I do like cuddling. I do like to be little spoons sometimes. I might be a dominatrix, but even they like to be little spoons.
Everybody like cuddles.
Everybody likes to be a little spoon, guys.
What's a guilty pleasure you enjoy when you're off the cock?
Oh, a guilty pleasure. Non-sexual.
You can tell us both sexual and non-sexual.
Okay, well, so I can definitely answer the non-sexual. It would be watching anything Bravo, Real Housewives, or Vanderpump Rules. Watching anything that's reality TV based. It's a really, really bad thing about me. It's my red flag. Sexual. Sometimes it's nice to just kind of have an orgasm and not be filming it. I know that sounds strange, but when you film so many videos, sometimes it's nice to have a moment just alone to yourself.
Makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you could meet and create content with a celebrity, who would that be?
Who would that be? Oh no, Pedro Pascal.
Just because of the show now, the show.
But I would have to call him Joel.
What's your favorite reality TV? You're a big fan of reality TV, yeah?
Well, we've just lost one. It's Vanderpump Rules has been going for a decade of my life, and they've just got rid of all the main cast, and it's been a tough time for me. It's been a dark time, but basically rewatch all of those episodes over and over again.
Restart, yeah.
What's one thing your audience would be surprised to learn about you?
I think it would be that. Okay, this is one for the foot guys. I was born with a club foot, which means that my foot. I walk normally now, but my foot had to be corrected. But one of my feet is a size 8 and the other is a size 6. And yeah, that's probably my most random interesting fact.
Okay.
But guys usually like that one.
All right. So when you go to buy shoes, you always say, "Can I have a number?" And then, "Can I have a number?" Just
One of these and one of these.
one of these. One of these.
Question. When I was little, my parents did used to have to do that, but now I'm just a soldier and I just get the 8 and the other foot just has to suffer.
Where do you see your career going in the next 5 years?
Do you know, that's a really good question. I have felt the happiest that I have felt in my career since I've made adult work Cam's my main job, and that's not just saying it because I'm talking to you guys. I want to continue to grow on Cam. I love it. I really, really, really enjoy it, and I feel like I found my people in terms of clients, and I just kind of want to see where that goes because I'd gotten bored in where I was, but then when I've started to come on to Cam consistently since December, I've just noticed that my life just feels a lot happier, and I just want to see where I can push it.
We're glad to hear that. Very nice.
Yeah, no, I mean that. So thank you very much.
Yeah, we have to hear.
Thank you for your kind words. Next question is, what does a day in the life look like for you?
A day in the life looks like a lot of pets because I have 2 chihuahuas, I've got a cocker spaniel, and I've got 3 cats. So it looks like being with them.
It's a full house.
It's a full house. It's a zoo. I've particularly got this tiny little chihuahua called Tony that I post on my Twitter a lot. A lot of people love Tony. And then I've got another chihuahua called Jeff Hardy, named after the wrestler. And they are basically my when I'm not working, they can be found located next to me at all times. And I love cooking as well. I love cooking on a night when I log off of Cam. That's the first thing I do. I go to the kitchen and get preparing.
Oh, amazing!
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
No animals are near the cooking though. I do promise.
Okay. We believe you. What's the weirdest place or even situation you've ever had sex?
It wasn't full sex, but it was probably in a cinema. In a cinema. Not too long ago. That's not really something that you should be doing at your big old age, is it? I feel like it's something you do when you're in like your 20s when you've been risque, but yeah, in a cinema recently.
You could write a story about that.
Yeah, I could do that for you.
Yeah, write a story and send to us. We can we can share it on adult stories on the other.
Yeah, that's good. I'll save the gory details then for that.
Yeah, exactly.
And the last question is, if you win 1 million today, what's the first thing you would buy?
I would give my mom money for being my solid support, and then I'd probably, what would I buy? God, I'd probably pay my bills. I'd be like, hell yeah, we don't have to worry about those this month.
You could buy anything you want actually with $1 million. Actually,
with $1 million, I probably would pay for a tummy tuck. That's what I would pay for, because as much as a tummy tuck, because I lost 10 stone, I got my boobs done. My stomach isn't very bad, but it's not the way that I'd want it to look. Posing weight. That's what I'd do.
All right. Okay, that's it. Well, this was
it's been so nice talking to you.
This was a lovely very nice episode of the podcast. I hope you enjoy as much as we did. Before we go, I would like you to leave a message to anybody listening to us now. Maybe there is a new model wanting to start, or want to get tips and stuff like that. But your message to all the audience who are listening to us now and who are probably going to be listening and watching this video later on.
To anyone who's starting out in the industry, keep your power, keep your boundaries, remain confident. Don't ever let any negativity get into your head, and never let anyone make you feel like you shouldn't be proud of being in the industry, because you should be. And keep going. Don't quit. Never quit. Sometimes it takes a while, but when it clicks, it's worth it.
Amazing. Well, for everybody listening, just thank you so much. Remember, if you're out today, by the way, Aurora, we have a back-to-back show. We have, I think it's in 20 minutes, 25 minutes, we have another episode of the podcast. So just because we love you guys so much, we have another episode afterwards. So stay tuned, go out, get some water, get some something to eat, and then you come back, sit down again, and start to listen to our podcast. Prin, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure to be with you here. Have a fantastic day. And remember, if you would like to connect, there is all the links are on the description here. And we catch you guys next time, right, Aurora?
Thank you, Prini. Thank you guys for joining us.
And we'll see you next time. Ciao.
Adult Talk, a podcast by AdultWork.